Guys, we're on record-breaking time for this episode.
Bust the pussy open.
Go. Oh my god. Hello and happy Pride Month here at Queer Peer Reviews. We review queer media, good, bad, and ugly. I'm your host, Jamie, and today with me is my co-host, Lupe.
What's up? Here at Queer Peer Reviews, we review queer media, which includes music, movies, and TV shows, and more. A little bit about who we're reviewing today. We are reviewing an artist who was born in New York, raised in Calabasas, California, ZOLITA. I first heard about ZOLITA from a past partner, and she put me onto her music right away, and I actually saw her in concert and met her. Inserts the ugly picture of me and ZOLITA, if you want to hear. She's super talented, and she's honestly one of my favorite artists, one of my favorite queer artists. She blends a nice balance of pop and a little bit of rock in this EP. The EP that we're going to be reviewing today is called Falling In, Falling Out.
And a great album it is. So this album has a total of 6 songs, but what it makes up for in few songs, it makes up for in quality, I would say.
Yes.
All right, so our first song is called 20 Questions. To me, it had this like really familiar yet like new sounding beat.
Yeah.
What I find very similar to like a few other albums we've reviewed in Queer Peer Reviews is that it's about a breakup.
Yep.
It's about a breakup, so no surprise there.
A lot of queer breakups.
Yeah, and ZOLITA knows how to make a breakup album sound like a bop.
Literally. I feel like in a way it's also like comparing yourself to different people that your exes dated and being like, well, does she do this? Does she do that? You know, like basically saying like, I'm better. I don't know why you like fumbled a baddie, you know? Like you fumbled the bag there. She doesn't do this, like she doesn't do that. And just really hyping yourself up kind of, you know, I feel like she was doing that a lot with this album and this song in general.
And the one line, does she say I love you like the way I used to? Like that was very like, come on, like, I'm right here type of thing.
Yeah. Also the video for this one I think is one of my favorites too. She actually directed and produced each of the videos for this EP too, fun fact, and she premiered them also at South by Southwest, which is super cool, just total DIY stuff going on. The next song is called Drunk with Your Exes.
Ooh.
What would you do if you got in a room with all of your current partners, past partners, and just asked them how they are in a relationship?
Mm-hmm. You want to learn every single red flag about them. Is it even worth trying this right now? But yeah, this song starts off like a little slow, but it starts to pick up the pace once like she gets into the gist of like, what would she do?
I feel like in a way, I feel like a lot of us have thought about that at one point, like, why did things end the way that they did? You know, because there's some people that say, well, she was crazy or she was this. And it's like, no, I want to know the whole story. And I think the concept of getting in a room with all their exes is like really like savage in a way. Like, what would they say about you? The way that you talk about them.
I think the one thing she kind of mentions in this song is that her like current partner, like that she's like referring to in this song, is like very closed off, doesn't like really express themselves a lot. So it's like, what's it gonna take for me to learn about you? Like, do I have to like talk to the other people you were with in order to like learn more about you? Because clearly you were not giving me what I need to know.
Exposed.
The next song, Crazy Ex, pretty straightforward. She's kind of referring, I think it was like to herself as like the crazy ex,
yes.
like I'm gonna like do this and this and this because I'm crazy, blah blah blah. Like you'll never find another person like me type of thing. It's very straightforward in my opinion.
The video for this one I think is my favorite out of all the ones she filmed for the video for the EP, because she's like putting on a wig and getting in a getaway car, going to a bar and like dancing on the bar, on like the bar table with like a bunch of different women that she's friends with. And then at the end of the video, she goes to her ex's apartment and starts like recording a video and like breaks into the apartment. It's such a fun concept of being like, yeah, like you want to call me crazy? I am crazy. Like again, watch this. You fumbled a baddie and here I am. And like I feel like the concept of going crazy because like because that's where they pushed you to that point. She kind of made it like an empowering thing, like, oh, you think I'm crazy? I'm crazy in a good way. Maybe in a bad way too.
The crazy ex is always the most talked about ex, so.
Don't break into your ex's apartment. Next song is called Ruin My Life. This one is a more positive song on the EP. It talks about like taking the risk to be with another person, being like, listen, if you ruin my life, I would totally be okay with that because I'm like so into this right now. And I think it's a very nice, soft, very cute, kind of sapphic song. Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely different from the last couple songs because she's actually talking about her current partner now, which if you've ever seen her partner on social media, she's super adorable. And I think the song is actually about her. I think the next two are.
That piece of information I didn't know, like it was like possibly about her current partner, but I kind of saw it as like a positive song with kind of like a sad like lesson to it. I kind of saw it as like focusing on one person. Like there's one line that's like putting all your eggs in one basket, and like in the end, putting all your eggs in one basket sometimes gets you like really hurt, which is like really,
Rough.
really rough.
Rough, especially when you're in a sapphic relationship.
And you think that person is the one.
Rough.
Rough. But yeah, it is one of the more positive sounding songs.
Yes.
It's very upbeat and love listening to this one.
Yeah.
Next song is personally my favorite song on the album. It's called Ashley. It's a beautiful ballad to this girl named Ashley and how she's just so in love with her, but she kind of shows like a message of like being scared of like being hurt by trying to like be with somebody new. But yeah, beautiful song.
The video for this was also conceptually awesome just because you see a mini Zolita and mini Ashley, and then they become adults, and then like she like breaks up the wedding and ends up with Ashley. I remember her talking about, I think in an interview, how she wrote this song because when she was growing up, she never got to have queer representation and wanted to have like a cutesy, like, you know, like romantic song for people to look up to and be like, hey, like this is the like the wholesomeness that like I want in my queer relationship. And I think that's such like a beautiful thing. And that's why I continue to listen to her. I think this one was awesome to see live because she like just played it on acoustic guitar and she's just saying like, I just want to be with you, man. I wrote this cute fucking song for you. I wrote this cute song for you. Bleep me. And that's it. It's very simple and it's very sweet and wholesome vibes.
It's really funny that you said that the music, I haven't seen the music video, but that you said it's like,
Fake fans.
Shh, shh. You introduced me to Zolita.
Hi, Zolita.
Hi, Zolita. You're great. New fan, not fake fan. It's funny that you say that the music video is about like in a high school setting.
Kind of,
Because
yeah.
I didn't, like I said, I didn't watch it, but in my head I kind of felt like Ashley was a song you would find like at the end of this like high school movie where it's like some sort of talent show and like she's like dedicating the song and singing in front of the whole school to her. Like that's how I saw it.
Yeah, like a coming of age, like, you know, like the circles finishing at the end. Yeah.
And everyone in the
that.
crowd starts singing with her.
I love that.
Cute. Wow. Great song.
And the last one is called For the Both of Us. I think this was a great way to kind of complete the EP. It's about a mutual breakup where both people kind of agree it's best for the both of us if we just end things now so we can, you know, like remember the good times and kind of reflect on what didn't work. And I think that was a great way to kind of wrap up everything and, you know, close the chapter on what she was talking about in this EP.
And you kind of see like some sort of direction towards like the ex is a little more hurt by her being able to move on, and like she even talks about like, oh, you have enough hate for the both of us, so, like I don't have any hate in my body, like I'm moving on, I'm happy, but you're here like being salty that the fact that I'm happy again without you.
Yeah, and I think some people need to hear a song like that and be like, listen, if they could let go, it's time for me to get on to the next part of my life, you know. Some things are not meant to last forever, and I think she made that such like a big point in this song. And again, it was best for the both of them. To end things.
And that's our album. right, so let's get to our ratings here at QPR. For our music episodes, we're going to be rating it out of 4 different categories.
Let's start with the lyrics and meaning.
So for the lyrics and meaning, I give it a 9.
I give it a 10.
Oh my. I mean, obviously 9 is not a bad score. The only reason why I gave it a 9 is there was this one song, I think it was Crazy X. It felt very Disney with a rated PG-13 twist to me. But other than that, like the rest of the album, great, loved it.
I don't know if the video's PG-13 video may be NC-17.
Oh.
A little bit, well, not that bad, I mean. But I gave it a 10 just because, I'll be honest, I probably could have given it a 9. I'm a little biased just because I really like her, I'll be honest. But overall, conceptually, everything flowed really well with the record lyric-wise, and everything just made sense together. And it kind of told you like a full story, so that's why I gave it a 10.
All right, so let's move on to the vocals. I think it's harder when something is like really good because like you kind of want to give everything a 10, but you don't want to give everything a 10. So you're like, how do I make it lower than a 10?
How do I balance this? And for vocals,
I give the vocals a 10.
I give the vocals an 8.
Oh. Well, like I said, a great album. I love how her voice sounds, and honestly, I think it's her voice that makes me want to listen to more of her songs besides the ones that we reviewed today, especially in the song Ashley. It's a beautiful song, and I honestly I think fell in love with her voice, and like, it's great.
It's awesome. So I gave it an 8 just because it wasn't super vocally challenging. When I think of vocals as a musician, so not in like a pretentious way, but as a musician, I feel like when I think of vocals, I always think of what's vocally like challenging, I guess. And also, if I'm just biased and I like the person, I really do like her though, and I feel like there are some points where there could have been a little more like oomph to the vocals, maybe some more ear candy, but overall, like, she's killing it. She's killing it. And she could do this live too, which, you know, not a lot of people do. So.
Also, if I pardon you, I am also a musician. I play the saxophone. AKA I can't sing.
You've got the lungs for saxophone though. I used to play trumpet in middle school.
Stay tuned for the QPR band episodes coming up.
Next up, the production value / instrumental.
For the instrumentals and production value, I give it an 8.5.
I give it a 10.
I like how like we flip-flopped on our scale.
We're fluctuating a lot today.
We are. It's okay though, because we're still getting great scores all around. I personally give it an 8.5. Like we mentioned previously, both musicians, you're more on the vocals, I'm more on the instrumentals. I didn't really hear anything that stuck out too much, like besides some beats and rhythms. Like it was really catchy, but instrumental wise I wasn't noticing anything that really stuck out too much, but it still sounded amazing and easily caught my ear.
Okay. And I could definitely get that 100%. For me, I think the instrumentals for and the production value for a pop record, this was solid. I could hear this like being played on the radio. The fact that it's not is a hate crime.
It's not?
It's not being played on the radio.
Well, it's being played on my playlist.
Heck yeah. So for me, for a pop record, again, like I look at things by genre, by this and that, what like it's usually the standard for and what's not usually standard for it. And I just think overall for 2023 pop record, this hit, the production hit, especially Crazy X for me. I love how she infused like that pop rock sound. So yeah, it was like a little Disney-esque, but I kind of liked that just because it was a little nostalgic for me, you know. And if you listen to her records from before, it was very like psychedelic pop. So she really like cranked it up and did a lot of different stuff on this record, which I could appreciate.
And last but not least, our overall feelings towards the album.
Our overall rating.
9.5.
9.6.
Oh, whoa, okay. I see what you're trying to do here. Anywho, great album all around. It's my first time being introduced to any of ZOLITA'S music. I've definitely heard the name all over social media as like this queer icon of music, but this is my first time actually listening to her. I feel like an accomplished gay, and honestly, great soundtrack to like anybody's sapphic life right over here.
100%. 9.6 just because, I'll be honest, I'm a little biased. I think she's great, and overall, as a person too, she's probably one of the sweetest people that you'll ever meet if you get a chance to do her meet and greets at her shows. And more people like that need to be in the industry and having sapphic representation, and honestly, more people need to be put onto her music. It's a great EP. Go grab a copy of it. It's right here. I have a signed copy right here in case y'all weren't paying attention. And go give a listen.
All right, so let's get to our QPR total. Trayvon, hit us with that gay shit.
Well, this total has added up to a sum of 92, making it an A.
I think it is worthy of a gay plus, but still, Zolita, you got a nice A, aka a gay, from Queer Peer Reviews. Anywho, I'm noticing that there's some other things on our table besides the Zolita album. Lupe, do you want to explain what some of this is?
Yes, for those who don't know, I make music, and so I have a couple merch items here left over from a couple shows that I've done. I recorded these one-of-a-kind, one-take vinyls, at least of all recordings, in Brooklyn. So I've got a couple of those left. I've got t-shirts, stickers, and I wrote a poetry book called What Lies in Between. And so if y'all want anything, I will ship it directly to you. Just DM me on IG. Here's my IG at Lupe Dragon, and I can ship something to you. All proceeds go towards me getting brand new gear and paying bills and recording more music. So all the support is appreciated.
And it's Pride Month, so you gotta support all the queer artists out here. If not, you're homophobic. Anywho, thank you guys so much for watching. Down below in the description, we have links to a bunch of like queer things and all that fun stuff, our social media links. But yeah, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride Month.